Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Real Deadline stream, the FPL visit. I hope you're all fine. I hope you had a good cup of tea. I'm back again to stream with you, this time for the deadline. How are you everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Hey Joram, hey Yash, hey Caleb, and hey Brian. Welcome everybody. I'm glad you came back and it was very strange streaming 1 hour before the deadline when it wasn't actually 1 hour left. I actually started the stream 2.5 hours before the deadline, and it was fun while it lasted. But here I'm back right here, and let's go. Nick says, "What overall rank are you?" Nick, my total points are 469. That would be around I think 800k around, that would be my rank. But to be honest with you, overall rank at this moment in time, it doesn't matter. It's just about how many 8 game weeks gone, right? So there's still a lot of season to be played. I think I'm in a pretty good place. I don't want to be down in the millions. It makes it difficult to come back. Not saying it's not possible. I've done it before, and it's possible, right? But 800k is a good rank to be in right now. That's what I think. Amrit says, "Hey Viz, hey Amrit, welcome." Faiz says, this 45 minutes break helped me complete my university assignment." That's awesome, Faiz. I'm happy that you managed to complete your assignment, and here we're back talking FPL. Guys, how good does it feel that there's not gonna be an international break till March? Now it's gonna be live streams and videos and everything every week, and we can all enjoy the thing we love the most, FPL. Joram says, "With who to cap, Grealish or Dominic Calvert-Lewin?" Out of these two, Joram, it's about risk and reliability. If you want a solid captain return like 6 points, 8 points, I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin isn't a bad shout. If you want to go for the expensive, like Grealish can get maybe 15 points, then Grealish. So more risk, more reward kind of strategy. FPL Jug says, "I'm languishing at 1.54 mil." Jug, there's not much points between you and me. It's like maybe 10 points, so you don't need to be disappointed. I think your rank is pretty well. I mean, you can easily go on from here and finish in the top 10k. It's pretty doable. I'd say that's a pretty decent rank. Necrogal says, "More happy than that of Cap scoring 20 plus." Yeah, that's it's about the way you play a fantasy Premier League. For some people, it's important that their captain returns every week, even if it's consistent, like a slow stream of points. And for some, it's the more adrenaline based, rush based, like you want a big points, big risk, big reward kind of strategy. So it's both is good. Nick says, "I'm top 100k, but hopefully I can keep it up." Nick, you can definitely keep it up, and I would say you should push on, and you should try to get into the top 10k, and that's the target. I mean, that was my target when the season started, and that is still my target. I want to get into the top 10k, and it would be amazing, Faiz says, "Wiz, which club do you support?" I support Arsenal, Faiz. Liverpool fan here, he says, that's a fantastic time for being a Liverpool fan. SH says, "Keep Sterling or replace." SH, I would definitely keep Sterling. Actually, their fixtures are turning. There's a great fixture swing for Manchester City after Gameweek 9. So if you have Sterling till now, I would keep him. Yash says, "Good captain guarantee minimum 50 points a week." Well, there's nobody who can guarantee 50 points a week, my friend. I'd say 20 points a week should be considered a good captain return. I'm just happy with getting a captain return. Even if my captain give me 12 points, like total 12 points, I'm still happy than a blank compared to a blank, right? Yash says, "Wiz, do you have a league?" Yes, Yash, I do have a league, and the code is in the description, my friend. Amrit says, "Can Chilwell target Kufal for Wildcard? Should I have Leicester City defender in?" Yes, you should, Amrit. I think their next 4 fixtures after Game Week 9 are pretty good, and I think definitely one Leicester defender is desirable. And the one I would like is, Kestan, if it is possible. Joram says, "Guys, come join the Discord server. It's very fun." Thanks for the shout out, Joram. Guys, if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. T. Lewis says, "DCL captain, what do you think?" I think it's a good option, Lewis. It's like a reliable option. He's been scoring all these game weeks. How many times has DCL blanked? I think he's just blanked once this season, right? You can see 8, 17, 6, 6, 6, 8, and 5. So he just blanked in one game. So it's not a big deal. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a decent option. Definitely a decent option. Brian says keep Sterling or sideways swap to KDB. Brian, I mean, if you don't have any other problems in your team and if you want KDB over Sterling, you can do it. Otherwise, I think Sterling is a decent option. I prefer KDB. Castan or Tellis on Wildcard for those fixtures. I think they're both fantastic options. I think Castan has already proved himself in the Premier League. With the start that he made for Leicester City, I think Castan is a better option. But Telles is an amazing option in his own right. He was amazing for Porto and in Portugal, and he's a good player as well. Both are good. Matthew says, what are your transfer plans? Actually, Matthew, I've already made one transfer. I actually updated yesterday on Twitter. So here's my original team if I don't make any more transfers. I've transferred out Salah and I've got Fernandes for my team. The only thing I'm considering right now is this. Foden's to Ziyech for a hit. And other than that, my team is fixed. My captain is Fernandes. The only thing I'm second thoughts, taking a hit and bringing in Hakim Ziyech. So yeah. Brian says also Kufal or Masuaku, can't decide between the two. Kufal between those two, definitely. I think Kufal has more potential for bonus points and attacking returns as well. FPL Jug says, I'm glad you said that. Whatever I'm doing is because of your support and guidance, Wiz. I'm glad. Thank you so much for the kind words, my friend. Geeta says, hey Sim, Robo, Kilman, Mitchell, Target. Which 3 defenders to have in the starting 11? I think Kilman is not. I don't think Kilman will play this week because unfortunately he lost his father. So I think it's better to go with Robo, Mitchell, and Target, my friend. Nigel says Bruno, Grealish, Ziyech, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Son. Who do I captain? Out of these, I think I wouldn't go for Kane and Son because obviously they play against Manchester City. It's a difficult game. You can go for Bruno and that would be the most popular captaincy pick this game week, and I think Bruno is a standout captaincy option. Vice says Lamptey, Walker Peters, Mope. Who should be your first sub? Out of these, Mope, definitely. Raghav says hi bro, cap Grealish or Martial. It's difficult one to say, my friend, because Martial hasn't been doing too well. He's been in and out of the team with injuries and stuff. Grealish seems to be a very explosive kind of captain pick. He could work, he could not work, but I think Grealish is a good option. Definitely a good option. Karthik says, hello, hey Karthik, welcome. Starfro says Rodriguez for Podence, considering upcoming 3 fixtures. Yeah, I mean, James Rodriguez in his own right is a fantastic option. I just feel that, even Hakim Ziyech is an equally good option, and he can match James Rodriguez. Not only over the 3 game weeks and even over the long term. Chelsea have the better fixtures, so that's the reason I'm thinking about going for Ziyech. But James is a good option, definitely. SH says, who's your captain this week? My captain is Bruno Fernandes, as such. Until now, I've had it on Bruno Fernandes. So, Yashmina says, never going to lose is your team name? Yes, Yash, that is my team name. It wasn't very original. I realized later because I used to have this name on my team on FIFA way back in the day, and that time I used to think it is original, so I'm probably gonna change it. But right now, yeah, my team name is never going to lose. Matthew says, going for my pick of Jesus. So I have a City player and a Spurs player, Son. Yeah, Jesus is a decent option. The only worry I have with Jesus is that Aguero is fit again. So is he going to be nailed, Jesus? And that's the only worry that I have. Otherwise, I think Jesus is a fantastic FPL option. Karthik says, Konsa, Lamptey, Mitchell. Which 2 should I start? I would go with Konsa and Lamptey. 100%. Geeta says, Werner captain. Why not? I think Werner is a decent captaincy option. Geeta. Amrit says, Werner or Fernandes. To be honest with you, Amrit, I think if you have both these players, I think you're safe. In my opinion, they're both great captaincy options. To select between the two, I'd say if you don't want to captain the guy in the first fixture, then you can go with Fernandes. There's nothing much to choose between them. Possibly a home fixture for Bruno and away for Werner, but nothing much to choose between them for me. Nigel says Jota for Podence. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout. I guess if you want, you can do it, definitely. Necrogil says Fernals or Yota till future game week. Uh, you mean future game week? You mean game week 10? Then I'd go for Yota. If you mean for the long term, then I'm not sure Yota is nailed on. It could be a possibility that Yota is dropped or rotated when Salah comes back. So it depends on that as well. Karthik says Konsa and Lamptey are up against each other. It doesn't matter, my friend. Sometimes you just have to play the better players. That's the most important thing. You're not even sure if Mitchell is going to start or not, right? So why take a risk? Patrick Van Aanholt is back fit and not sure if he's going to. Mitchell is going to start. So you always pick the players who you are sure that they're nailed on to start. Nishchel says start Lemte or Bellerin. That's a very difficult one, my friend. But in my opinion, if I had Bellerin, actually that's a very difficult one to call because they're both great options. Lemte plays against Aston Villa away and Bellerin plays against Leeds away. I don't expect neither of them to keep a clean sheet. What I'm thinking is the attacking returns. I guess Bellerin, because I think Leeds are more defensively vulnerable as compared to Aston Villa. So I'd go with Bellerin. Yash says is Thiago Alcantara fit? I'm not sure, but I think so. Klopp didn't give a very definitive statement about Thiago, but even if he's not fit for game week 9, I think he's definitely going to be fit for game week 10. So that's where I'm at with Thiago. So what do you think, guys? I'm still considering my move. Should I? The reason I am thinking about keeping Podence, or I kept Podence initially, because I thought he had a decent fixture. Southampton is not the worst fixture at home for Wolves. The problem is Wolves haven't been playing well. Attacking wise, they've been taking over a little bit. Not been playing too well. They've just been taking over a little bit, and so that's the reason. And I feel that Hakim Ziyech has a bigger, higher ceiling than Podence. Numbered says Wiz, who should I keep? Son, Grealish, Bruno, or Dominic Calvert-Lewin for captain? I think out of this, I think you can go with Bruno. If you want to go for a differential, I think Grealish can be a differential captain this week, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a safe pick, reliable, not much explosive potential in DCL, but gonna keep you taking over. Caleb says I love the Thiago Alcantara song. Yep, it's a great signing for your club, my friend. Kufal or Justin? Amrit, you mean for this game week or in general? I think for this game week, Kufal would be the better option. Yash says you can keep Podence for this game week. Saints' good form might end this week. Who knows? To be honest with you, even with Danny Ings injured, I think they played really well last game week. I think Stuart Armstrong gives them a really good option. Even Jay Adams playing up top, he was good. He looked confident. So I'm still thinking about this move and might move for Ziyech. The thing is, I think Hakim Ziyech is the kind of player who has the option. Just like I talked about Kevin De Bruyne, right? Ziyech takes the corners, he takes the free kicks, he takes and he can score from open play, he can assist. So if Timo Werner scores, Ziyech is going to be the creative outlet. So I just and I feel the fixtures are decent, not the best. Newcastle is fine, but then Tottenham, Leeds is okay, Everton away, Wolves away. These are not the best fixtures for Chelsea, but the team they have and the players they are and the system in which Hakim Ziyech is coming in, I think he can do well. Podence, Foden, Jota, all in the same boat. Yeah, for this game week, Jota is safe. For long term, not. Johan says, I've kept Salah but moved Son on for Fernandes. Do you think I should take Salah out for a hit in case he misses next week as well? 12 mil on the bench seems ridiculous. To be honest with you, Johan, if I had the same issue as you do. I have Son and Salah, and initially the plan was to transfer out Son for Fernandes, but then I thought that it might not be the best idea because again, I didn't want to keep 12 million player on my bench for 2 game weeks. That's the reason I got rid of Salah for Fernandes. But for a hit, I'm not so sure. Who do you want to get in place of Salah? That's the important question. A Light says, how are you looking to get KDB next week? To be honest with you, if I get Hakim Ziyech, then there's no way for me to get KDB next week, and then I'll have to kind of take Trent Alexander-Arnold out, and then I'll have to get De Bruyne in place of Son, and get a 5.2 million defender. That would be like somebody like Cresswell. That could be somebody like, that I can make that. I can make that choice. But if I take out Trent Alexander-Arnold and take a hit next game week, De Bruyne comes into my team, and I definitely wanna get De Bruyne for this fixture. I can go for Sterling, I can go for De Bruyne. That depends on how Sterling plays this game week. But I would wanna get one City player for sure for these fixtures. So yeah, but that's the reason. I think this is the ideal midfield. Considering Salah is injured, otherwise Salah is definitely part of the ideal midfield. But Ziyech, De Bruyne, Fernandes, and Grealish, it looks really good to me. So but the thing is, it's about the hits, and that's what's just keeping me off this Ziyech move a little bit. Yash says, yeah, Ziyech is so good for FPL. The number of crosses he whips into the box is insane, and he is always looking to provide an assist. I agree with that. It's kind of difficult to watch a game especially a Chelsea game, when you don't own Ziyech. He's too good. I mean, he just took the Premier League by storm ever since he's started. He's been amazing for Chelsea. It was kind of the piece of the jigsaw puzzle that Chelsea were missing. He was Ziyech. As soon as he comes into the team, they start taking over everybody. And when Kai Havertz is fit again and Pulisic is fit again, they're gonna be amazing. Amazing. Nishchil says Ziyech is potentially 10 million midfielder. Absolutely fantastic to watch. I agree with that, Nishchil. Absolutely. Number says I have Son and Jimenez in my other team. Who to bench? I'd say Jimenez has the better fixture. I guess it's very difficult, my friend, but you have to make a decision based on your instinct. I'd say Son, maybe Son. Yes, says he did amazing for Morocco in his 2 games. I mean, he's a fantastic player in general, so he's gonna do well anyway. Hey Putak, welcome to the live stream. I hope I'm on time this time. So, Amrit says, Nathaniel Klein back having 90 minutes. Is he back for FPL? Amrit, who knows whether he's back for FPL or not. I mean, the thing is, they have a problem at left back with Mitchell and Patrick Van Aanholt, so I'm not even sure who starts in defense for them. I think if Patrick Van Aanholt is fit, I think he starts over Mitchell. And with Nathaniel Klein, I'm still not sure. We have to see what Roy Hodgson does. Hang on, I have this review from his press conference. I can read it for you, and that'll possibly make it easy for you to. Let's see what Roy Hodgson says about this situation. So that Hang on, let me open it, and meanwhile, let me answer your questions. Amrit says, oops, hang on. I'm just looking for this press conference of Roy Hodgson so that I can let you know what he says about the Nathaniel Klein situation. What did he say? He says nothing much. He says Tyrick Mitchell and Tompkins both trained. Martin Kelly also joined the group. Patrick Van Aanholt, and they're all fine. Christian Benteke, Batshuayi, and Patrick Van Aanholt. Eagles, they're both very good players. Milivojevic is obviously down with COVID. He didn't say anything about Klein, my friend, so I do not have any definitive information for you there. But anyway, so this is my only dilemma. I mean, my team is fixed. If you want to look at my team, I can show you my team. So my team is essentially fixed for this game week, and I don't have any issues with that. I'm pretty fine with my team here. So if I want, I can move on Podence to Ziyech. I'm still thinking. I still have a lot of time. I gave myself a lot of time to think when I started the stream early, right? Murli says, Wiz, any update on Rashford? Murli, if you can, hang on, let me show you my slide. So if you can read here, he says he had a shoulder problem, but he's likely to be fit for game week 9 and already trained in 1 session. So, it was not categorical by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He didn't say with any definitive surety that he's going to start for sure, but I think if he's training, he should be fit enough to start. And since United are not in the best of form, I think they need their best players, so I think he will start. Joe Hale says Castan is back. What do you think, Joe? After this game week 9, I think Castan is one of the very, very good defensive options. Very good. I'm looking to bring him in as well. If I can manage the funds, I think I would bring him in. Puda says, lol, guess that break helped you make decisions personally much better, or else we tend to make bad decisions when the deadline is closer or while the stream goes on. To be honest with you, I'm still in two minds about Ziyech. From Podence to Ziyech, taking hits is not really my style. I don't take too many hits. I do take hits, but not too many. Still thinking about it, but I'm pretty happy with my team. And even if I move from Podence to Ziyech or don't move, I'm still satisfied and happy with my team. I know it's not going to be the best game week for me, and I appreciate that. But sometimes it's not about having a great game week in every game, in every week. I mean, you have to do damage limitation in some game weeks, and then you have to attack some game weeks. In my case, this game week for me is damage limitation more than attacking the game week. If I would, however, move from Podence to Hakim Ziyech, then it would be possibly more like attacking the game week. So still thinking about it, and I'm gonna update you guys in a few. Geeta says safe to keep both Son and Kane. Geeta, it's not actually safe to keep them both, and if I had the option, if Salah was fit, I would possibly move Son to Fernandes, and that was my original move that I had planned. But sometimes, life throws different deliveries at you, different balls, and you have to kind of, adjust. So this is a googly. This international break was crazy. Nigel says, which team is most likely to get a clean sheet? This game week, which team is most likely to get a clean sheet? Let me have a look at the fixtures and tell you. So Newcastle versus Chelsea. If Callum Wilson doesn't start, then Chelsea have a decent enough chance. I think Aston Villa have a chance to keep a clean sheet as well. Other than that, maybe Everton. Maybe, Everton haven't been the best for the past 2 or 3 game weeks, but I think against the toothless Fulham, they might have a chance. I'm tempted to say West Ham United against Sheffield, but I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet there. Leeds or Arsenal, it's very unpredictable. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Maybe Burnley if they can keep Zaha quiet. But I think the best bet would be Chelsea, Aston Villa, maybe Manchester United. I think Manchester United can keep a clean sheet as well. Everton, possibly. So these are my picks for the clean sheet. Amrit says any differential in any position for a wildcard team. Amrit, to be honest with you, differential at this moment in time would be somebody like Mane. Although many people have jumped onto him from Salah, but Mane is a differential. Not even sure what the ownership of Hakim Ziyech is. Let me see. Hakim Ziyech 18 is not a differential anymore. To be honest with you, the players that I would like to own, they're mostly already heavily owned, and which differential would you recommend, guys? Please let me know in the chat. Let's discuss that. Googler says Ziyech. Gogla. Yeah. Ziyech or Bruno for captain? In my opinion, I think Bruno is a better option, my friend. Michael says outstanding captain. The standout captain this week, Michael, would be Bruno Fernandes, especially because of his ability to deliver double-digit scores consistently. Bruno is a good option. Outside, I would like to say Grealish is a fantastic option as well. He's started for England as well. He's confident, happy, playing in a great team who's playing in great form as well. So Grealish is a fantastic option too. Bruno Fernandes, Jack Grealish. Timo Werner is also one of them. I think a great captaincy option this game week. Timo Werner is. So other than that, I don't think there's maybe who else? From one of the Everton players if you want, but not for me, not the best. I think these three are the better options: Grealish, Bruno, and Werner. If you have both, then you go for you both mean Bruno Fernandes and Grealish, or Werner and Fernandes. Audu says hi Wiz. Hey Audu, welcome to the live stream, my friend. Pura says guess that break. Oh, already read that comment. How will you get back Salah, Wiz? I mean, the thing is, if you have Bruno Fernandes and you want Kevin De Bruyne, I mean, in my opinion, in this In this game, if you want all 3 premium midfielders, then you have to get rid of Harry Kane. There's no way you can have a premium forward and 3 premium midfielders. That would make your team too unstable. And that's the reason. If I want Salah in my team, Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne has to make way. And other than that, there's no way that I'm able to get a Salah. Other than that, if Harry Kane is not doing well, then I can possibly move to a cheap forward, and then I can get 3 premium midfielders. But I like to have 1 premium forward in my team. That's a general rule. It's not important that I follow it every season, but yeah, that's. Justin says, hey Justin, welcome to the live stream, my friend. He says, going with Calvert-Lewin as captain this week. I think that's a fair call. I think he's a very safe, reliable captaincy option who's going to keep you ticking over. He's only blanked once this season in 8 game weeks, so I think he's a great option, especially against Fulham. Geeta says Richarlison might be a differential. I agree with that. Excuse me. I think Richarlison is a fantastic differential. There you go, Amrit. So you have your differential, Richarlison. Puta says hoping for the Vardy party in Game Week 10. Well guys, if you're hoping for the Vardy party against Fulham in Game Week 10, let's hope for the Dominic Calvert-Lewin party as well in Game Week 9 because he plays against Fulham as well. So let's hope. Bamford captain says naive. I wouldn't do that, my friend. I think there are better captaincy options this game week rather than Bamford. We've got Timo Werner, we've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Jack Grealish. I think there are better options this game week. Auto says great to be here since I missed the yesterday's stream. Do I go for Bruno or Mane for Salah? I feel that that Bruno Fernandes is a better option for the upcoming game weeks. Mane is obviously a great option, but for this game week, if you want a decent captaincy option, because Liverpool play against Leicester, and Leicester are not in bad form. They're, defensively they are good, and attacking wise they're getting their players back. They've got back Castan, they've got back Maddison. So in my opinion, I think this game week Bruno Fernandes is a better option. Long term as well, I think it won't be like the worst idea in the world to get Bruno. Siddharth says, bro, who would be a captain? My captain would be Bruno Fernandes, Siddharth. Welcome to the live stream, bro. Nigel says McCarthy, Walker-Peters, Lamptey, Chilwell, Grealish, Jota, Son, Bruno, Ziyech, Calvert-Lewin. Worth taking a hit on any players. I feel like my team is incomplete. 470 points. I don't think your team is incomplete. I think your team is pretty good, my friend. You've got Jota, Son, Bruno, Ziyech. No, I think your team is fine, my friend. No issues. Murley says, aren't you moving out Trent Alexander-Arnold considering the price fall? Actually, not Murley. I'm not considering to move out Trent Alexander-Arnold. The reason being that, the players that I want to get in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold are maybe Castan, and or somebody like, Castan or Cancelo or somebody like that. But if I get them this game week for a hit, it doesn't make sense because both Manchester City and Leicester, they've got difficult games. So that's the reason I want to keep him. If it is a price hit, then so be it. So be it. Vardy or Werner for the next 5 game weeks? For the next 5, I'd say Vardy. Dakla says hi. Hey Dakla, welcome. Fadzali says, Wiz, I got Jimenez. Should I give him another week or go for Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin because I don't have any Everton assets? To be honest with you, my friend, I think Jimenez doesn't have the best fixture against Southampton because Southampton is in good form. I still feel he can score 9 points in this game week. He can score 1 goal against them. But for long term, over the next 3 game weeks, I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison are better options than Jimenez. So if you want to do it this game week, you make that decision. But over the next few game weeks, I think Everton assets are better than Jimenez. Jashin says views on Saez as he hasn't started in the last 2 game weeks. Jashin, I think he's going to start this game week because Killman is out. Killman has an unfortunate incident in his family, and Ait Nouri, the left back, he's also out with an injury, hopefully. So that means they've only got Saez and Markal to start. And in my opinion, Saez can start this game week. Aditya says, Zuma, Mitchell, please help me pick one of these 2. My other 2 defenders are Chilwell and Cresswell. My friend, if you have Zuma, but the thing is you have Chilwell as well, right? So you have to double up on the Chelsea defense. Why not? I'd say Aditya, if I was you and if I had 2 Chelsea defenders, there's no point in having 2 of them and not playing them against Newcastle. I'd say go with them. If Newcastle scores, so be it. So in my opinion, go with Zuma and Chilwell both. Matthew Brown says Son to Bruno. You mean for my team or you? I did Salah to Bruno, my friend. But if you want to do Son to Bruno, I think that's a good move. Definitely a good move. Hang on, guys. I've been talking. It seems like I've been talking for a very long time. Is it so? Let me have a drink of water, please. Alrighty, I'm back. Matthew says my team. So yeah, for your team, I think Son to Bruno is a good move, my friend, because I think Son has the next 3 fixtures which are very difficult. And Siddharth says, are you taking a hit? Siddharth, I'm still considering it, my friend. Going to make a decision in the next. The problem with this hit is, if I want to get in Kevin De Bruyne next game week, then again I'll have to take a hit, and that is a problem because the thing with Bodens is he has really difficult fixtures now. Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Chelsea. I just don't want to keep Bodens in my team, and that's why I want to get Hakim Ziyech in place of Bodens. The problem, however, is if I get Hakim Ziyech in place of Bodens, then next week I have to take a hit to get Kevin De Bruyne. But who knows what's gonna happen next game week? Maybe I'll just wildcard and get all the players that I desire, that my heart desires, really. Yeah, that's so my other option is obviously James Rodriguez, and I think not the worst pick for this game week. I've been wanting to get James Rodriguez ever since he started playing for Everton. Unfortunately, every week there has been a problem, and I haven't been able to get James Rodriguez. But I would love to get him in my team for these next 3 fixtures. So yeah, still at the back of my mind, I'm thinking if I can't make a decision, then I'll probably just let Podence be in my team. Not a big problem with that as well. Puta says, wanna sacrifice Robertson in game week 11 to get KDB? Good move. I don't think so, Puta. I think Robertson with Trent Alexander-Arnold out is a really good asset. He's gonna take corners, free kicks. So in my opinion, you should keep Robertson. But let's see what happens in game week 11. It's a long time to go. In these situations, in this scenario of COVID, 2 weeks is an eternity. It's like the hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I mean. Raghav says Martinez, Taylor, Chilwell, Ziyech, Bruno, Jota, Grealish, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Kane and Martial. Your thoughts on my team, please. Taylor, Chilwell, Ziyech. I mean, I don't like the Ziyech pick, but for this game week it should be fine. Jota is great for this game week. I like your team, my friend. I just feel that you've invested too much in the forwards, but that can be corrected over time. But I like your team for this game week for sure. I think your team is good. Budzali says, do you think Grealish, KDB, and Bruno is set and forget for the entire season? To be honest with you, I don't think there's. Grealish might be a set and forget because of his price, right? Because he's just 7.5, and even if he blanks for a couple of game weeks, it's not a big issue. Bruno and KDB are not set and forget, because if they blank for a long time, then you probably have to move them on. So since many people are asking my captain pick, let me just put my team on the screen. There you go. So Reginald, that is my captain pick for this game week. Bruno Fernandes. Ziyech scored 3 goals and 1 assist in 2 matches for Morocco. He's on fire. I agree with that. I'm just, Ziyech or Calvert-Lewin for captain, I can't decide. It's very difficult to decide that, my friend, because I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a more safe pick. Ziyech is more of an explosive pick. The problem is, if Ziyech didn't have the first game, like the first game of the game week, I think I would feel more comfortable in captaining him. Sometimes captaining the player in the first game of the game week is not the best decision, because if he blanks, then you have a bad in general you have a bad game week. You're gonna be sad for the entire game week if that player blanks. So that's the only consideration. Other than that, it's all good. Alright, let's get back to the comments. Bjorn says, should you hold Trent or sell for a -4? Who should I replace with? Bjorn, to be honest with you, I want to sell Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, but since I don't have any standout options to replace him, that's the reason I'm not selling him. If I had, if Castan had a good game, good match this game week, or even if Joao Cancelo had a good match this game week. I'd possibly move on Trent Alexander-Arnold even for a hit, but the defenders that I want to get, they all have difficult games this game week, and that's the reason I wanna keep Trent Alexander-Arnold. To be honest with you guys, it's better to take a value hit. Like a 0.1 million hit is better than a -4 point hit. Just trust me on that. So that's what I think about that. Um, Lloyd says, "Hi, will Sterling and Rashford fit to start?" Lloyd, I think Sterling is fit to start, and Rashford, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said was he had a shoulder injury, but he has been training, so he should be fine. Fadzali says, "Are you considering Vardy for next game week?" To be honest with you, Fadzali, I think I am, and the problem is I'm also considering to get a Manchester City asset for next week, and that makes it a little bit difficult if I get Ziyech. So it depends upon a lot of factors. I just think that I'm leaning towards a wildcard here because there's too many players and too many uncertainties. I could wildcard. It's possible. I would have wildcarded this game week actually, but the problem is there was too many COVID-related uncertainties, too many injuries, and that's the reason I decided not to wildcard. So hopefully I'm going to hold for one more game week. If I feel that my team is not going in the right direction and I have too many players that I want and I don't have, I'd possibly just pull the trigger. I don't have a problem with that. Never. So, Noel says Jimenez out and bring Werner or Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Noel, if you want, you can keep him for this game week. He has a decent enough fixture, right? But after this game week, I'd say you move him on for Vardy. So that's my opinion about that. The problem with my team is, hang on, let me move on to the transfers page and I tell you what I'm thinking about my team and why I say that I might have to wildcard. So what happens is, this is my team, right? So if I keep this team, again, I can, next game week, I can just bring De Bruyne in place of Son and Vardy in place of Kane. That would just be a -4 hit, and that's not a problem. But then I'm stuck with Podence, then I'm stuck with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I don't want these players in my team. I just don't want them in my team, and that's the reason it makes it difficult for me. And in case I kind of keep for example, I move for Ziyech this game week. I have the funds, I can get Ziyech. Now what happens is I don't have enough funds to bring in Kevin De Bruyne, right? But what happens if I get Vardy here? Come on, give me some funds, for the love of no. It's not possible. So basically what happens is, now how do I get Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? That's the problem. -8 hit is not on for me. It just doesn't feel right for me, the -8 hit. So basically I'll have to take Trent Alexander-Arnold out for somebody like Castan who I want to get, but that means a hit as well, right? So that's the reason I think I would possibly be wildcarding next game week. Who knows what's gonna happen. This season is so crazy that this is the team that I would like to have after game week 9. I mean, for game week 10, this is the team that I want to have, and it looks pretty good to me on paper as well. I mean, in place of Castan, I can go for Joao Cancelo, but this is the ideal team that I want to have. But if I was on a wild card, I'd possibly move from Adams to somebody like Bamford or possibly Watkins. There are so many possibilities, but this is my issue. I don't want to take a -8 hit, and that's the problem. So let's see what's gonna happen. But at least I have my plan, which is clear in my mind. Dakla says, who do I start? Lamptey or Kilman? Lamptey. Justin says, Mings, Westergaard, James. Choose one. James. Reece James, my friend. Fadzali says, should I take -4 hit for Dominic Calvert-Lewin? If you are in my position with Jimenez and with no Everton player, would you make the transfer? To be honest with you, I wouldn't do it, my friend. I think if you feel, if you have a feeling that Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison are going to score more than one goal against Fulham, then you can go for them. Jimenez is not a bad option against Southampton. I think Jimenez can score against Southampton as well. So it might not be the biggest difference which you think, but that will give you one Everton attacker in your team for the long term. So if you want them for the long term, you can consider a hit, but you can make a free transfer next game week also. I don't think there's going to be much difference between their points in this game week. Raghav says Taylor or Walker Peters or Ailing. I think Taylor seems to be the better option this game week, although he doesn't offer you the attacking threat. But I think against Crystal Palace at home, possibly can keep a clean sheet. Ailing, just Leeds never look like keeping a clean sheet anyway. Walker Peters, Wolves, possibly not either. So it's a difficult one, but there's not going to be much difference between them. So yeah. Preetham says Son or Kane long term looking at the fixtures. If I had to keep one of them, my friend, and if I had the option, I'd possibly keep Kane because he's on penalties and he can score against anyone. Son is a good player, don't get me wrong, and at that price, I'd love to have him in my team. But if I had to select one of them, I'd go for Kane. FPL Rabidaki says, morning all. Hey, welcome to the live stream, my friend. Surfros says, Podence is going to start. Surfros, who knows about Podence, but I think he has started the past few fixtures and he's got taken off at around 57, 60 minutes. So I think he starts and he gets subbed early. That's how it is with Nuno. Lucas says, should I take someone out for Fernandes? Yes, possibly yes. Keshiv says, should I play Wilson or Socek? Wilson, my friend. Wilson is fit to start, and he's on penalties for Newcastle. So if you have Wilson, I guess you should play him. Socek is also a good option, but out of the two, I guess Wilson could be, long term is a good option. Gita says I have Michael. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Kilman as my third defender. If both don't start, I lose point on my third defender. Shall I take a -4 hit? Just put Mitchell in your team, my friend, and I think that should be okay with you. Don't take a hit for a defender. Just doesn't work out. Never works out well. Len says I have Rodriguez, Fernandes, Grealish, Zaha, Son, Kane, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Who to be benched? I mean, you have a fantastic team, my friend. It's very hard to decide who to bench, but if you want, you can bench Son or maybe Bamford. Those are the two I would possibly consider. But it's very difficult, my friend. That's like, putting your neck on the line, saying something, and that's a great team you have there. Dallas, Westergaard, Kilman. One of them I have to bench. Bench Kilman, Noel. Preetham says De Bruyne, Sterling or Salah for the next 6-7 game weeks looking at the fixtures. Everybody has their own way of playing this game. If I was to choose one, I would go for Kevin De Bruyne. Saleh says, hi bro, is your final team locked? Not yet, my friend. Not yet. Give me 5 minutes and I'm gonna lock my final team. The only decision left in my team. My captain is locked, my team is locked, everything is done. The only thing I'm considering for this game week is whether should I take out Podence or Ziyech. But I don't think I'm gonna do it because I think Podence has a decent enough fixture and I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. No, I haven't confirmed the Ziyech transfer yet. So just give me 5 more minutes and I'm thinking at the back of my mind I'll confirm it. Megdeep says Werner, Ziyech or Mane for captain. Out of these 3, I'd say number 1 Werner, number 2 Ziyech, number 3 Mane. All 3 are good, but I feel Werner is the standout one. The thing about Ziyech, as I already discussed with you guys, I want to get in Ziyech, but where does that leave my team? That's the problem. I mean, Podence doesn't have the worst fixture in the world, right? He plays Southampton, and if Podence doesn't start, I think he does come on for that game. How have Southampton been defensively? Let me see. They have kept a few clean sheets, right? They've conceded 3 to Aston Villa. Did they? Yeah, 3 to Aston Villa. They kept a clean sheet here. They kept a clean sheet against Everton. That was a strange one. Obviously, they conceded to Chelsea. Yeah, they kept a clean sheet here. I mean, Southampton hasn't been the worst defensively, but look at these games, the away games against the better teams. Chelsea, they conceded. Aston Villa is a good team now, and they conceded. And I think Wolves can score against them. Alright, let's come back to the questions. Chilwell, Dallas, Westergaard. Should I play Mitchell? Chilwell, Dallas and Westergaard. No, I think Chilwell, Dallas and Westergaard are fine, my friend. I mean, if you want, you can play Mitchell over Dallas, but I feel Dallas has the attacking potential, so you're fine, my friend. Bench Mitchell. Remove Jorginho for Ziyech with a -4 hit. Yes, Amrit, I think you should do it. I think Jorginho is not on penalties for Chelsea anymore. Werner is on penalties, and that takes away all the shine that Jorginho had at the start of the season. In my opinion, yes. Preetham says, don't have funds for Grealish. Is Barkley a viable option for the long term? Preetham, to be honest with you, he is. Grealish is their talisman, right? Grealish is a much more desirable FPL asset. But if you can't afford him, you can think about somebody like McGinn or Barkley as well. He's not the worst asset in the world. I think he's good. I'd say Grealish is better, and if you can wait one game week and get Grealish, that's better. But I'd say McGinn or Barkley can be considered as well. Sagar says Lamptey, Dallas, Walker Peters out of 3. Whom to start along with Chilwell and Robertson? Lamptey, Dallas, and Walker Peters. I would go with Lamptey and Dallas. The thing with Walker Peters is, I would start Lamptey and then I would pick one of Dallas and Walker Peters. You've got a pretty good defense. It's very hard to decide out of them, my friend. Bjorn says, who is the best captaincy option this game week? Kane, KDB, Grealish. Out of these 3, I feel that Grealish is better because Kane and KDB, 1, they're playing against each other. 2, it's a difficult game. Spurs are not a team which are going to play expensive and give space to Manchester City. Again, Manchester City is going to try to control the possession and Spurs will probably counter-attack. So it's going to be a cagey game. I don't see too many goals in that game. Now watch them prove me wrong by scoring 4 goals each. But technically speaking, I don't feel there's going to be too many goals in that game. So Grealish is the better option, my friend. Noel says, who to captain? Jimenez, Vardy, Bamford, Fernandes, Grealish, Ziyech, Zaha. It's the same question. I'd say Fernandes is the best option. Number 2 would be Grealish, in my opinion. Hey Matea, welcome, my friend. Rohit says, who are you captaining? I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes, my friend. It's pretty obvious for me. Since I transferred him out, Salah out for Bruno Fernandes, I think the best option for me is to give captaincy to him. Otherwise, it wouldn't make a sense. 75% will go with Portugal Magnifico as captain, says Sanu. I agree, man. I think it's true. Jashan says, how about Zaha to Jota? Looking at Liverpool's many players out with injuries, I'm doubtful to play 2 Liverpool players. Already have Mane in my team. To be honest with you, I think for this game week, Zaha is a good option. They play against Burnley, who are good defensively, but I think Zaha can do something against them. I feel that it would be a pretty sideways move from Zaha to Jota. Would not be much difference between their points, in my opinion. Thomas says, free hit this week. Now is not a good time to decide for the free hit, my friend. It's just 10 minutes to go for the deadline. If you haven't made up your mind up till now for the free hit, I don't think you should panic and do a free hit or something like that, right? So yeah, not now. What to do with Kane and Son as difficult fixtures are coming? Rohit, we can take them out one game week at a time. Unfortunately, I was gonna take Son out this game week, but with Salah down with COVID, I had to keep Son and Kane, otherwise I would already have taken Son out of my team. Super M Gaming says, I captained Werner cause Newcastle have a slow defense. Is it good? I think Werner is a good captaincy option. There's no problem with that, my friend. I think I'm fine with that. Anyways, I guess this is my team now, guys. No Ziyech for me, no James Rodriguez for me. Going into this game week with the intention of damage limitation, guys, and that's about it. And I don't think I'm gonna be bringing in Ziyech. If Ziyech does well, then possibly a couple of game weeks later he's gonna be in my team. I wish I would take the hit, but the thing is, if I bring in Ziyech now, then I'm possibly looking at a wildcard next game week, because I don't see the players that I want to get come into my team if I don't get if I get Ziyech. So yeah. Preetham says I'm in the top 5k in the world right now. Any suggestions how to keep pushing long term? Preetham, that's a very, very good position to be in. And when I was in that same position, what my strategy was to go with the shields. There are 2 types of players in this game, swords and shields. Shields are the ones which are owned by the similar people who are close to your rank. They are very heavily owned. Like, for example, Bruno Fernandes and Hakim Ziyech. All these players would be very highly owned in the top 10k. So you get these players and keep these players in your team, so that never is gonna come a time when you'll fall very severely by having a very bad game week. The only thing you have to do is keep going pick a lot of shield players and add a few differentials to kind of propel you up the ranks. That's how I did it. That's how I managed to get top 500 rank, and I was in the same position as you are. So that was my strategy. Play Dallas or Lamptey this game week? I'd go with Lamptey, my friend. Matthew says, I'm so indecisive this week. Best not to make a rash decision and roll over for the next week. That's fantastic option, my friend. When in doubt, I guess roll the transfer. In the end, guys, it's 1 week, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of FPL. It's a game of 38 game weeks, right? So we basically keep pushing, and we trust the process. We are not basically in a sprint. We are in a marathon, and in marathon, you trust the process and you keep going. You do right things, and you get the right rewards, my friends. That's exactly how FPL is meant to be played, in my opinion. Guys, 7 minutes left for the deadline. So if you haven't locked your teams, I would request you all to go and lock your teams. George says, I have Bruno, but think to bring in Martial for 1 week punt. Is he injured? I'm not sure if Martial is injured, George, but I think he's been in and out of the team with a back injury and stuff, but I think he has a chance to start this game week. Haven't heard anything about the injury. Sanu says, any early lineup update, please? There is going to be no early lineup update, my friend, because the deadline was pushed 1.5 hours earlier just because of these kinds of problems. So in my opinion, there isn't gonna be any early team news now. Shall I stick to Bruno? Yes, Buckshot, I think it's fine. If you want to go for Martial, you can go for him, but in my opinion, captaining Bruno is fine. Bruno is a fantastic captaincy option. So yeah, in my opinion, that's absolutely fine, my friend. So yeah, Cancelo or Kufal for this game week? I mean, for long-term Cancelo, for this game week, I'll say Kufal. Wilson is fit to start. Wilson is fit to start, my friend. Just having a look at my team once again. I'm just gonna think out loud so that you can know how I think about my team, by the way, guys. The thing is, I want Kevin De Bruyne for the next game week. What is my priority? My priority is not Jamie Vardy because I think Jamie Vardy can come later. De Bruyne against who is it? De Bruyne against who next game week? Brighton at home. Burnley at home. De Bruyne can wait. Vardy can come. The problem is I want De Bruyne and Vardy next game week, but then I'll have to transfer out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm looking at a wildcard, or I can get one player, then Vardy will have to wait 1 more week. What if I get Hakim Ziyech? Just thinking out loud for you. Are you keeping Ziyech or Podence, says Lee Kolan? I'm just thinking, my friend. I'm just thinking out loud so you can hear. The problem is, again, I said I want De Bruyne in my team next game week, right? And I want Vardy as well for next game week. I want to move on Kane. I want to get Vardy. I want to move on Son, and I want to get De Bruyne. Problem with this move is I won't have enough money if I. Right now, I think I should be fine. I can get De Bruyne in with this money, and I can get Vardy in as well. I won't have to take any hit or anything like. I'm just with the -4 hit. I can make the 2 moves that I want to make. But then I'm stuck with Podence and Trent Alexander-Arnold. That is a problem. I mean, Podence is playing, but he's not in the best of form, Surfro says, are you using a new mic? You sound better than before. Yes, I'm using a new mic, my friend. I set up an entire big, huge system with this audio amplifier and dynamic microphone and stuff. So yeah, I am actually using a new microphone, my friend. I hope you're enjoying the stream, guys. So, guys, let's take a call. What do you say? You say I transfer out Podence to Ziyech or not? What do you say? Give me your opinions. Still thinking. Podence has a decent fixture this game week, so that's the reason behind my thinking that I initially thought that I'd keep Podence. But if I get Ziyech, then I'm looking at a wildcard next week, I guess. By the way, guys, if you haven't locked your team, lock your teams. 4 minutes left. Sanu says, Trent Alexander-Arnold, 7.3 million in the bench. Unfortunately, yes. Puta says worth it. Everybody says yes, 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 get. Just not having. It's fine. Guys, I think I've made my decision. Last minute moves are not the best. I think I've made my decision and I'll stick with it. Fair enough if Ziyech goes and scores 15 points. Fine. It's fine, guys. I'm keeping this team. This is my final team, guys. Decision made. No changes now. GameX says, should I start NATO or Dallas? Dallas, my friend. I feel that he's more nailed on. Pritham says, no, don't trust me. I don't know. I don't know what your question was, but Amit says, yes, Ziyech has high ownership. Zaha for Ziyech for a -4 hit. And I wouldn't do it. I think Zaha is fine for this game week. Can Pope keep a clean sheet against Palace? Possibly. Who knows, my friend? It's very difficult to predict that game, you know. But I think Burnley are better defensively now. Who is the vice captain? Chilwell. Yeah, Chilwell is the vice captain. Salam. And says, cool, thanks, you're welcome. GameX says, Kyle Walker-Peters or Dallas? Dallas. I think he has more attacking potential, in my opinion. Is Azpilicueta gonna play? I think so, yeah. I think Azpilicueta is going to play. 100% Azpilicueta is going to play. I think Thiago Silva is out for this game week, so gonna play. Guys, by the way, lock your teams. I'm going to refresh just so that you can see my final team. This is my final team for the game week, and I haven't taken a hit, guys. Kept Podence, unfortunately. Didn't have, couldn't make up my mind, and reason was not enough. I got Telles. Premier League is not ready for him, says Sarthik. Yep, I think Telles is a very good option, and that was in my thinking as well. I don't know why I didn't get Telles, to be honest, for Trent Alexander-Arnold. That would have made a lot more sense. That would have made a lot more sense. Should I get Telles? No, don't think. Okay, so and Salam says Chilwell is your vice captain. It doesn't matter who's my vice captain is. Salam, I think Bruno Fernandes is gonna play anyway, my friend. Is gonna play, so vice captain is redundant this game week. It's absolutely redundant and doesn't. Guys, 1 minute left. Please lock your teams. That's all I have to say to you. Lock and load, my fellow friends. Just lock your teams. I don't know. Just good. I think I'll go for Ziyech. I think I have to go for Ziyech. I think I have to go for it. Go. Did I do it? Yes. I think I did it. I don't know why I did it. I did it. I went for Ziyech, guys. Quick, I went for Ziyech. I don't know why I did it. I did it. Yeah. I went for Ziyech. I think I should go for Ziyech. I did it. I don't know why I did it, but I think I did. Did I make my transfer? What the hell? No. I panicked, guys. Shit. I'm not even sure what happened. Anyways, I don't even know what my team is anymore. Where is my team? Oh my days. Guys, what did I do? Jashan says no. Time for caution. Sanu says, why the last second hurry? I don't know. I just, at the back of my mind, I was thinking. Then I did I do it, guys? Did I make my transfer? I'm not even sure. Actually, there's this guy, Sarthik. He confused me. He said Telles. And I thought that Telles is a good option. Then I thought that I'd have to go for the plan. My god. Anyways, Jones says it's good to see that we all freak out at the last minute. Ziyech was not in your team, right? Yes, he wasn't in my team, and I'm not even sure if he's in my team right now because this Fantasy Premier League is not letting me see my team. Anyways, guys, if Podence is in my team, all the best for Podence. If he's not, then Ziyech is good. So basically, I tried to take a hit right in the last minute, and I'm not sure if it came through or not, but it's fine. I think since I got Ziyech in my team now, I think I'm going to be wildcarding. Guys, where is my team? It's not looks. This doesn't look nice, right? Let me show you my previous game week's team. At least you can see something on the screen rather than this crazy loading stuff. Jones says Grealish captain over Mount. It's no point in discussing, my friend. It's no point in discussing because I think the deadline is over, and I don't even know what my team is anymore. I made a quick transfer. I panicked at the end, and I got in Hakim Ziyech. I've been thinking about this transfer for a very long time, and you know, I think this transfer has finally pushed me over the edge. This transfer has finally pushed me over the edge. I think I'll have to wildcard next game week. So yes, there's gonna be lots of wildcard videos coming in the next game week, guys, because I think I'm gonna have to do it. Caleb says last minute transfer. I'm not even sure if it went through, Caleb, but I hope it did, because you know, the thing is, I've thought about it long and hard, and FPL just doesn't let me want to see my team. And let me zen out. Let me take some long deep breaths. I hope Chelsea do well. So guys, I hope I answered your questions. I hope you enjoyed the last minute transfer drama, and I will update you with my team on Twitter as well, and I will post my team on Discord so you know what my actual team is. Today was an interesting day, innit, guys? Today was a very, very interesting day for the FPL Wizard family. We started a stream 2.5 hours too early, and we streamed for 1 hour, and then we thought, oh, it's the wrong time, and then we came back after 45 minutes, and then we streamed for another hour, and we didn't make any transfers. And then right at the very last minute, we made a transfer which we are not even sure it came through. Juggernaut, it's the old team, my friend. It's the old team. It's my last week's teams. It's not this week's team, so it's not really my team. I'm gonna go see whether the transfer happened or not. But anyways, guys, I've streamed for long enough, and if you enjoy the live streams, and if you feel that I answer your questions, and if you enjoy the streams, please consider liking the stream and subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Puta says all the best, Wiz. Thank you so much, Puta. I hope Chelsea does well, and I hope you had fun, guys, and I hope you all have a great game week. And as I always say, guys, may the arrows be green. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you very soon with another stream. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.